What's up? All right, so the next one I call horizontal bowing. So to do this, I tell you, I indicate the string on which you do it. I think in the score it's an A string. You mute the string with your left hand, and then you start near the bridge, and you just sort of. So all I'm doing is I'm applying a little pressure, and I'm pulling the bow directly up the fingerboard. So keeping the bow, maintaining perpendicular bow to the fingerboard, but pulling it up parallel to the fingerboard. So you don't actually need that much pressure, and that's kind of one way you can control the volume. Is by messing with the pressure. So I start off with not a lot of pressure, and more pressure, and less. So that's horizontal bowing, and I do use that a lot. Okay, the next one, some behind the bridge stuff. So the X note heads are behind the bridge. It's pretty straightforward. I just want to mention that there are kind of two ways of playing. Just normal way, which create very definite pitches. Okay, obviously every bass will have different pitches. But then I find, I use this a few times, if you just close to the bridge, very soft, very light, light pressure. You see, you get a really kind of high, quiet harmonic. I do use that a few times. So that's I think when I say like pianissimo or triple piano, I'm going for that very quiet, high sound behind the bridge sound. Okay, so now a couple of things that I'm trying to do with harmonics. So as you hear in the demo, I think one of the sounds I've been calling in my head kind of like a smear, like a harmonic smear, and you can get it a bunch of different ways. So one way I have is I have a gesture where you'll start the harmonic from nothing, and then you'll crescendo to forte, and then I have an open square that with an arrow to a closed square. What that means, the closed square means that your left hand is just touching the note as normal. The open square means you're not touching the note at all, so it's just the open string. And then the idea of the gesture to move from the open to the close is I also combine it with starting like molto suppan and then from nothing, and it's a kind of like it's sort of a smear as your thumbs like slowly actually fingers the note, and as the bow moves from the molto suppan to more of a poco suppan, and then as you crescendo, you get a kind of nice smear. So, and you can experiment. I mean, I like the sound as I'm going from the molto suppan and adding a little pressure to it because I feel like it gives me this little bit more of an edge, like a complex harmonic comes out, and then and that's kind of what I'm looking for as I approach the clean one. I like that. That's what I think the smear is. That's like this complex harmonic that you get either through the bow placement, the pressure, or the left hand position. I don't know. It's kind of hard to find. You can find a lot of different ways, but that's kind of what I'm going for in a lot of those spots. I just like that sound a lot. So that's the open close, the open square to the closed square. Now another thing I do a lot is I ask for you to sort of do just a slight glist, just a slightly flat version of a harmonic. And actually I think most of the time it's this particular harmonic, the whatever this is, the fifth harmonic on the G string. I don't know. It's a B natural. So this is normal. But if I go just a little flat with my left hand, there we go. You hear that? You get this, it's a multiphonic. It's really beautiful. And that's just a tiny bit flat from the normal. And I'm sure it's different for every instrument, but I'm sure you can find it on your instrument. But I'm trying to do this gesture where you go from normal into the multiphonic. That's the Glist. It's really subtle, but it'll obviously take a little coordination. There it is. But that's the Glist. I'm just barely moving my left hand just to slip into that complex harmonic. And that's the sound I'm going for a lot of the time. Anyway, so you're kind of gonna have to feel that out on your instrument. But that when I have a Glist to like a flat natural, like as if it were a microtonal natural sign, what I'm really saying is sort of ease your way into finding that complex multiphonic-like sound. You know, that's really close to the perfect harmonic right next to it. So that is that sound, and that's everything I have in the performance notes. So in the next video, I want to cover some particular spots in the score. Okay.